Hi there, and welcome to the Call of Cinema and Let There Be Light. Tonight, actually, I can turn off that light though, so let me do that right now because we are going to be talking about, we're kicking it old school tonight actually, because we're talking about a company that in a way helped start my channel. So we'll do that. I like this more moody lighting. You can see me good. You can kind of see back there. If you need me to turn on the lights again, let me know. But for now, I think we're pretty good. So for those that are here right now, I want to thank you for coming in tonight because we are talking Arrow Video. I actually partook of the sale, the Arrow Video sale, the Easter Carnage sale, and it was kind of a last minute thing. So, hey there, IB. Welcome out for the first person to speak. Hopefully like Arrow. Now, when I started doing this channel a while back, do you prefer the lights on or off, by the way? I want your personal preference. So I got the lights on me. But you want the lights on in the background? So it only takes a second to do. Decide and let me know. I am honored, man. One of the very first companies that I ever focused on is Arrow Video. And I looked at recently, I looked at my early videos and my original unboxings, the sales that I talked about. It was, hey there, Shadow. Norman J. Warren and William Castle Volume 1 box sets are back in stock on the indicator site. So anybody that missed out on that Norman J. Warren set, make sure that you pick that up ASAP. Same William Castle Volume 1. Both of those are amazing. And I would recommend those wholeheartedly. I have both of those in my collection. And you will be missing out if you miss out on these. Make sure you grab them. They are two great releases. Thank you for that, Shadow, because it's nice to start it with something of that ilk right away. Which is good. Now let's today I'm going, like I said before, I'm going old school. I'm talking Arrow Video. My first love when it came to stuff. So what I've done tonight is we're going to actually talk about what I picked up. But we're also going to look at some Arrow titles that I'm kind of proud to have and some of the early Arrow releases that I grabbed. In a minute, as always, I will go and get my tea after we're all kind of comfy and in here. Hey there, Hammer. Welcome. Hey there, Dirk. Dirk does VH Us podcast, which you all should be listening to, just so you know. That's where one place where we do. Logan, did you grab anything from the sale? This is going to seem very old school to you, Logan, because you remember me from when I started doing the Arrow stuff. Hellraiser stuff from the Arrow sale. I'm going to talk a bit about some of that stuff. I got some of my, not all of it, but some of my like Arrow releases that I like, some that I consider extremely good. I'm not sure which of these are on sale or not. Some of these aren't because they're in print releases. Logan, yeah, you do have pretty much the biggest Arrow collection I've seen. And I've got a pretty big Arrow. For those that have ever asked this question, I get asked this question a lot actually. Which company do I have the most of in my collection? That will be Arrow, actually. I have more Arrow videos than I have of any other company. And yes, that includes the big companies that I'm probably more known for. But I'm not sure if you noticed, but I trimmed my beard down tonight because it was getting a little out of hand there. So let's just go through a few Arrow releases. I'm going to get my tea in a second first. But let's go through a few Arrow releases that I wanted to do, kind of like to go with. Aaron cannot speak tonight. Hey there, Jason. 9 Crowns of the Black Cat Cauldron. Nice. I didn't bring up any of the total old school stuff, but here's the thing. This is number one. If you want to see me going through my entire Arrow collection, it may take a couple of videos. We can eventually do that. That's something we can do. But here's the taste of some of the stuff that I got in my collection. Mr. Sushi, I'm actually pretty stoked today. I have a well, it's just got sent out. There's an unboxing coming up that's going to be very different, and that'll be cool. And I did the Arrow sale tonight, and hopefully you guys were able to get in. They extended it to the 19th of April, so you got a few more days to get in. And as you guys know, I was starting up saving from the Vinegar Syndrome sale, and there were some titles that I just wanted that I couldn't wait on anymore. And there may be titles that you would say, okay, well, you probably could have waited on those, but they were just ones that I really needed. Anyway, let's get into some of the movies. Then we'll look at the sales site. We're going to go do a whole bunch of stuff tonight. But let's start with a blaxploitation release that I think maybe around $5 on the sale right now. So this one I specifically picked out because I knew this was one of the ones that was on sale. And so I'm in the U.S. right now. Nice. I didn't get any third window ones this time, but I do want to get some next time around. I do ever love this movie here. This is called JD's Revenge. It's a really cool little kind of possession film with Glenn Turman and Louis Gossett Jr. It's got a great cast, incredible film, and if you've never watched this one before, this is one that this is high on the list of the really quality, really well done blaxploitation films. And I mean that in all sense of the word. Joan Pringle is in this film as well. It has an incredible cast, and basically it's about this young guy who gets his body is possessed by the dead spirit of this pimp by the name of J.D. Walker. If you've ever seen the movie Hollywood Shuffle, the film, in a weird kind of tip of the hat type way, there's a sequence Hollywood Shuffle that kind of reminds me of JD's Revenge. And he's, hey there, George. Welcome. We're doing UK stuff tonight, so you're going to hopefully be interested, man. We're doing Arrow video, and I'm looking over some of the Arrow stuff. Now, Arrow has done such an amazing job with these releases. Now, initially, Arrow did these here dual format releases, which would have the Blu-ray and the DVD. You would always get the alternate artwork in the back, and you would always normally get these, but now you only get them for the Last Starfighter is a good one, man. I love Last Starfighter. It's on theater. These booklets. Now, the booklets are now only in the first printing. One of the neat things that Arrow does, though, is they let you know when you can look on the website and it'll say booklet not included if the booklet's not there with it. So always neat to have. I really, really like this film. If you haven't checked it out, I do recommend it. It's a really good blaxploitation film. Actually, it's a really good film. Just calling it a really good blaxploitation film is not fair to the film. It's actually a really good film. I got 9 titles in total, which I think is okay when I'm trying to curb any buying because of the Vinegar Syndrome sale. And I'll be honest with you, this sale here has me more excited right now than the Vinegar Syndrome sale does, because I got some titles that I really wanted, and there was way more that I could have chosen. Next up is a favorite of mine, and this is one of my favorite musicals. I really love this one, and this is Phantom of the Paradise. Now, I know they did an edition for Scream Factory. I think they're fairly similar. However, I think there's something in this one here that makes it the better edition. Well, it's got better artwork. I know that much right now. But for those that have the Scream Factory edition, I'm just going to read some features, and maybe you can let me know if there's a difference. We have a Paradise Regained 50-minute making of documentary featuring Brian De Palma, 72-minute interview with Paul Williams by Guillermo del Toro, the Swan Song fiasco, of course, the video essay talking about the whole Swan Song thing. Well, you'll understand if you've seen the film. Paradise Lost and Found, alternate takes and bloopers, radio spots, original trailers, booklet, of course, which you know you're not going to get with the other one. And it is a good booklet. It's a thick booklet, too. Paul Williams, of course, made this movie. He wrote all the music for the film. And it's one thing when you're writing music for a film, when it's kind of say it's like Grease, or you're doing an 80s one, or you're doing something kind of in that style. But when you have to write music for a film and say, okay, I want you to write music, but I want you to write music for all these different genres. And he does that throughout Phantom of the Paradise, and that actually blows me away. Buddhist Trilogy, Orgies of Ito, Inferno of Torture, Jive Torture, Suffering of Ninko, Horrors of Malformed Man, Burst City, and Vengeance. I knew you'd get the Vengeance trilogy. I almost got that myself. It's a little bit too pricey for me this time around. And that's, you know, and when I say too pricey, not pricey at all, but just where I was lower on the budget range. So I kept my my released stuff down. And I'll let you guys know down the road what I got, by the way. Well, Matthew, I'm talking tonight about Arrow Video. I'm showing off some of my early Arrow releases, some of my favorites, and I'm also going to give some suggestions for the Arrow site. We're going to look at the Arrow site in a little bit, and I'll tell you what I got coming from Arrow Video because I actually indulged in the Carnage myself. The 4Ks are really great priced. Pitch Black for £15 is really, really good. Crash for 20, some amazing stuff. Okay. Some people aren't as big on this one, but I actually am. I really like this film. I think it's underrated. And it has like, it's a Giallo film, and it has Helmut Berger. It has Evelyn Stewart. Evelyn Stewart's one of my favorites. And it has one of my favorite covers for these Giallo releases. And that is this here, the Bloodstained Butterfly. I really enjoy this film. Spoiler alert, more Giallos are on the way from Arrow Video. I did decide to go in on the Giallo like sale releases because I want to do a Giallo-centric video in the near future. And I wanted to kind of up the amount of Giallos that I had. So this one, if you've never seen this one, like first look at this cover. Discounts were amazing, AME. That's what really got me into it. We were looking. I've had a bit of a hard time the last few days. I won't get into it too much, but hey there, Cobra, welcome. I've been down. I've been a bit depressed, and trying to get myself over it. Haven't been sleeping well, and I just decided to do something kind of today. We decided to pick up something, a small amount, something to kind of perk me up and to get my mind off of other things. I'm working hard to try and make this a go of the channel at this point, and that's when the pressure comes on, when this suddenly becomes like something, not just something that and it's fun and I still love it, but I really am trying to make a go of the channel as my primary thing. And if anybody that's ever started to do that, that the pressure comes on then. Love Bloodstained Butterfly. Dirk, I knew there was a reason that I thought you're awesome, man. You get a major cool point for that. It is such a good release. There are amazing features on here. There's a good visual essay with Troy Haworth I really, really like. Hey there, Dave. Welcome, man. There's a Kaido commentary with Alan Jones and Kim Newman. Let me get my tea, if you don't mind. We get a new interview with actress Evelyn Stewart and Ida Galli. Me and Ducci, an interview with I've probably got that pronounced wrong, by the way. Lorella DeLuca. So it's just gonna take me a second. My tea's all ready. I just gotta put the milk in it. And oh yeah, I work like Hammer. I get up at around 7 o'clock in the morning and get ready, go to my regular job, which is a 9 to 5:30 job, and then I finish off that. I start doing things around here, whether I'm watching films or reading movie books or doing videos or just or creating my list of the videos that I'm going to do, and just it gets a bit. And sometimes you come in here and you do I do the regular videos, and then I do I did the donation videos and stuff like that, and sometimes they don't go well, and it gets depressing. All the stuff, there's all this stuff. I love the artwork on this one here. Let's look at this stuff. You're not here for the drama. You're here for the Arrow stuff. So, Milano Calabro is at 9. Is an excellent, excellent film. I would 110% recommend it, along with the Camera Obscura release of Bloodstained. Oh, Camera Obscura. I haven't seen that. I haven't got anything but Camera Obscura, actually, IB. I had to, Matthew. It was just too good of a sale for me to pass up on. Let me get my tea, and I'll be right back, and we're going to look at some other stuff here. I got some box sets. I got some Steelbooks for you Steelbook fans. And I have a couple other Arrow Academies that that I didn't show in my other one. I actually ordered an Aero Academy tonight as well. By the way, Aero Academy is going, so this is going to be one of your last times. Hey there, Trash. Welcome, man, to Aero Academy releases. The very last Aero Academy box set just recently came out. But there's a ton. There's around 190, I think, Aero Academy releases in this sale. And I mean, these are like down to like £8 each or sometimes lower. Pretty good stuff. Be right back. So while I'm going, I'm not going to just leave you here with nothing. Let's look at a sexy Aero sale page going from high to low. Just take a look at these for a second while I grab my tea. You can hear me clear my throat. You can know I'm back. Oh, oh God. I'm a shock there. Brother of the Wolf was an excellent announcement. All right. More Aero releases. Another one that that can definitely be well, I'm not sure if it's in the sale or not, but definitely should own. I love the editor, actually. I got a really good edition of the editor too, Dirk. I've got the Canadian edition, which has the superior artwork. That is way better than stuff that came out on their Scream Factory. I didn't even know Criterion was doing an announcement tomorrow, so I actually don't have any predictions at all. I do apologize. A good silent film would be nice. Now, this here is one of the great Giallos of all time, in my opinion. And this is What Have You Done to Solange? Oh, this is directed by Massimo Dallamano. Do I ever think we get a Blu-ray for House with Life and Windows? I do, Jacob. I think it's inevitable, actually. So, House with Live Windows is a really great Giallo, actually, guys. That has a DVD release from Shameless Screen Entertainment, and it's a good DVD release, actually. But it's definitely one that needs a really good Blu-ray release. Let me just mute myself for a second. You don't need to hear me clear my throat. So there you go. But this one I strongly recommend. Look at the artwork on this. Gorgeous artwork. A early role for Camille Keaton as well. In this one. Hey, Samurai Guy. I'm sorry I can't make the Thursday one. Hopefully next time around. He's doing a Thursday video, by the way, that's pitting two video game movies against one another. And this is a tough one, too, because it is Max Payne versus Hitman. The original Hitman with Timothy Olyphant. So make sure you check that one out, guys. It'll be an awesome video. This is I will definitely be upgrading if I can to the 4K release for Birth, Crystal Plumage Ragman. It's just such a good release. But I 100% recommend this one. If you've never checked out What Have You Done to Solange, one of the true groundbreaking, excellent like Giallos that were done. Christina Galbo from the Living Dead at Manchester Morgue is in this one here as well. There's actually, this has a pretty good cast. There's a great new commentary with Alan Jones and Kim Newman, conversation with Karen Bell, just a ton of stuff, and a Innocence Lost Solange and the Schoolgirls in Peril trilogy. Make sure you've seen all three of those before you watch it. But as always, Michael McKenzie does a great job with his video essays. One of the ones that got coming is a video essay by Michael McKenzie, actually. I freaking love Tom Savini. One of the sweetest guys that I ever met. You're never going to hear me say a bad word about him. A quick dive into Arrow Academy before we go on to the next stuff. And these are Arrow Academy releases I'd strongly recommend. So first off, and of course, a couple of these may have been done by also by Criterion as well, but I do when I can get the Arrow Academy version or the Criterion version, I usually get the Arrow Academy version. Undivided is a fun one. There's a few. I mean, like there's a few different ones worth getting. I did an Arrow Academy video, George. I'm not sure if you were here for that one during the when the announcement was made, and I showed up a lot of Arrow stuff, titles that have like The Naked City, Immoral Tales, stuff like that I recommend. But here we got Sullivan's Travels, an incredible film by Preston Sturges. Highly recommend this one. A great classic classic film with a feature-length documentary called Preston Sturges, The Rise and Fall of the American Dreamer. It's one I strongly recommend you check out, especially if you like classic, like, you know, comedy, and you like Sturges films. Sturges was good. Like he was definitely like a director to watch. Is it one of the directors that when you're into film and there's certain directors that you got to check off on your checklist? Sturges is one of those guys. Preston Sturges is one of those guys that you got to dive into a bit because there's so much great stuff that comes out by him. Hey there, thank you, Ashton. Have a great evening, man. Make sure you check out Ashton's channel, by the way. He does some cool stuff. The region-free player that I would recommend, Mike, I'll be honest with you. Right now, it's everyone. I bought a region-free player back in the day, Mike. The Siki was readily available here in Canada, and you could go to your local Canadian Tire, Walmart, and get them. That's no longer a thing. Now, all I'd recommend, like basically, is check out 220 Electronics. From everything that I've heard, you can't go wrong with them. They do some amazing stuff, and definitely check them out. Hopefully that helps. Now, this is definitely an old school Arrow Academy because we're going back to window box days here. And window box was the very first kind of gimmick that Arrow used to use on their releases. If you've never seen a window box, well, you're about to see one right now. And this is Rafifi. Rafifi is a really cool film. By a Region B player from Arizona. It was an idea too. Now, if you've never seen a window box, well, I'll kind of give you an idea with this. So the Arrow Academy window boxes were different. The Arrow video ones were white. Were all white. The Arrow Academy were kind of like these darker colored with the silver on top. When you open them up, you got the window box. But it enabled you to decide what artwork you wanted. So you could choose this, for instance. You could choose what I chose, which is this. But you weren't limited to that. Because like other ones, this one's coming out. Got to make sure it gets put back in right. Don't want to break it. I love this film. That's what I get for watching this film too many times. It's a fantastic heist film. You also had this artwork right here, which you could use. And you had this artwork right here. So with the window box release, because you had all the information here on the back of the box and, you know, on the inside here, they could take the entire part of the covers and give you 4 different... Excellent. Thank you so much, Mike. Hopefully you join the channel as we go through. I'll be doing a special video for the Vinegar Syndrome sale, so keep an eye out for that, by the way. But so there's 4 different covers you could choose from. Anytime you can find a window box release, I definitely recommend it. Oh, I remember that. I don't have any of those, but I remember. I know what you're talking about, Warlock. I wanted those so bad. 20-25 films for free at your library. That is the best. For free is an amazing price, Brian. Man, I gotta stop. All right, the very first Arrow Academy release that I bought along with Rafifi, I bought these at the same time. I actually looked back at one of my old videos today. Untamed. I don't know if I have the Untamed, actually, George. I gotta check that out. Whether I get it from Arrow or not, I'll check it out. So there is Cinema Paradiso. This is a favorite film of mine. This was the 25th anniversary edition. And of course, this has gotten a 4K since its release. Exactly. Arrows, you can easily hammer Dracula films. Oh, nice. Which ones did you get, man? Frog in my throat. I got a dozen frogs in my throat tonight. Everybody welcome Mike, by the way, because I think this is Mike's first live stream here, and we always welcome newcomers into the stream. So I will wait for you guys to do the welcoming and show off my newly shaved beard. See, I've never had a problem with my region. I like playing any releases. But I'll just wait here while everybody says, welcome, Mike. But this is a really cool release. If you've never seen Cinema Paradiso, it's definitely a cinema lover's film. I love the fact that the booklet looks like the ticket. A long film, though. You got to like really commit to yourself. I'm guessing this one. I'm gonna guess. Warlock. I know. Well, I think you'll like it, but that Kubrick would be a fan. There is a 124-minute theatrical version of the film, but the actual uncut director's edition of this one is 174 minutes long. So be prepared for like a night of watching, or a weekend of watching, however you want to do it. But if you can sit back and watch it 4-hour Snyder cut, you can watch Cinema Paradiso. So there you go. All right. Now, next up is an Arrow Academy release, and not enough people have gotten this one. I still to this say, they say not enough people got this one. I think I'm not sure if the limited edition is even still available anymore, but this is Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia. It's one of my personal favorite Sam Peckinpah films. And I think a lot of that has to do with Warren Oates. I'm a huge fan of character actor Warren Oates. I think he's extremely underrated and does a great job in pretty much everything that he's in. Now, this limited edition one, if you can get your hands on this one, this is the version to grab. Why? Because there is a documentary on Sam Peckinpah included as a bonus disc called Sam Peckinpah, Man of Iron. So aside from including a extended version of this documentary, which I think was up before, they also include more than 10 hours of previously unreleased interviews done for the Man of Iron documentary. So I'm gonna put that the bonus disc on the limited edition of this doesn't only get you an amazingly comprehensive extended documentary on Sam Peckinpah and his films and his life, but it gives you over 10 hours. Hey there, Jamie. Welcome, man. We're looking at some Arrow stuff tonight. So hopefully you like some of these releases. I think got some box sets that I think you got. Do you have this one? Over 10 hours of extra interviews that got excised initially from the Sam Peckinpah documentary. Now, I'm a huge Warren Oates fan, so would have got this anyway. But when I read the special features on the limited edition of this one, and I saw the insane amount of interviews, I got an email from Wall today. Actually, Arrow would do a great job with the Oshman Weekend. I got the old Anchor Bay special edition of that one. I would love to upgrade the Oshman Weekend. I actually really like that film. All right, I'm not sure if Logan is still here, but let's show a. This is now the print one, but one that I know Logan doesn't like. But I actually really like this one. It's a Michael Mann film. Oh, really? Mutilator is actually a favorite of mine, man. That almost got upstairs. I just didn't have room for it. I was taking a handful of stuff upstairs. Let them know I love the film. Love the visual effects in Mutilator, and I love the characters in that as well. See, you do Twitter right, Jamie. I don't know do Twitter like you do. So here is Thief. This is the Michael Mann film. And this is a special edition. So Criterion put this out in an inferior edition. Kubrick's not like that, but it's true. What this has is, and this limited edition only, not the regular edition of this one, has both versions of this film. So this had a new 4K transfer, and it included two versions of the film on here. This had a Michael Mann director's documentary, a bunch of stuff, but mostly this had both versions of the film, and you only got it when you got this snazzy slipcover. So awesome movie, George. I totally agree, man. You got cool points there. I love this film. All right, if you're getting a Pam Grier movie and you don't have any Pam Grier movies, Thief is cool, man. Jamie, I do recommend it. James Caan, man, you can't do no wrong in my opinion. James Caan is just quite cool. Watch more Michael Mann. Watch To Live and Die in L.A. Kubrick. It's one of those films that I think works way more on repeated viewings. And Thief as well. Thief is one of these repeated viewings too. Heat. I liked Heat, but it's one of his later films. Thief is one I would have missed out on Thief Warlock if it wasn't for my better half. That was a surprise gift for me, actually. A Manhunter is really good. It's my favorite of the films that have the Hannibal Lecter in them. Okay. Well, Matt, you're going to be happy right now. This is Coffee. Now, Foxy Brown is an incredible movie. I got it downstairs. It is probably the movie that she's most known for. That's it. You can't get everything, man. You know how much stuff I don't have. But Coffee, in my opinion, this is Pam Grier at her best. At her absolute best. Right here. This is Pam Grier just being amazing. Coffee is such a good film. It's got a cool cast, of course. It's got Sid Haig in here because Sid Haig worked with her so many times. Yeah, this is my favorite. This is my favorite Pam Grier film, hands down. And I love her other stuff. Now, when you see it in the sale, it's not going to look like this is the alternate artwork. This is the artwork you're going to see. Black Mama, White Mama is such a good movie, and not at all what I thought it was going to be. It's a really good one. Let's see the features. Let me sway you more, Matthew. So we got on here an audio commentary by writer director Jack Hill, A Taste of Coffee, a brand new interview with Jack Hill, The Baddest Chick in Town, a brand new interview with Pam Grier and Coffee, and follow up Foxy Brown. Sorry, Blaxploitation, a video essay by author Mikkel J. Coven on the history and development of the genre, original theatrical trailer, image gallery, reversible artwork, booklet with new on the film by a critic Colin Gallagher. There you go. I don't know if I come across a lot of Region C stuff. Are we quoting Jackie? Are we Jackie Brown? Thank you, Quentin Tarantino. Are we quoting Pam Grier? Pam Grier looks as beautiful today as she did when I saw her back in those films. All right, ready for some Steelbook action? You want some Steelbook action, guys? Because Steelbooks aren't normally my thing. I'm not an overt Steelbook collector. But I will tell you one thing right now. If you're going to get a Steelbook, then you was going to get a Steelbook from Arrow Video because they do it best, in my opinion. So first off, and this is a pretty cool little standard one of a film I actually saw in theater. I was old enough to see this one in theater. And this is Time Bandits by Terry Gilliam. Hey there, Logan. So this is such a cool release. And it's, it's a pretty normal, not normal. Nothing by Terry Gilliam is normal. But, hey there, Dustin. Welcome, man. We're talking Arrow tonight. But definitely a really cool release. One of my early Steelbooks that I picked up. I do have the Arrow Robocop. I don't have the Steelbook, but I do have the limited edition of that one. That was actually a gift. It was gifted to me. And I'm so glad it was because Robocop is actually one of my, it's one of the tops in my films. Robocop's one of those movies you can watch anytime. You don't have, there's no mood for Robocop. You just turn it on. You automatically get the mood for Robocop. It's just such a good film. All right. So they've upgraded with 4Ks of this one here. Oh, remember that. I remember you telling me about that. But I really love this edition. So it's fun cheese. Well, these movies are great. And Jamie, I think you're gonna like these. You probably got this too. So this is Demons, the Steelbook. I love the artwork on this, by the way. But it's not just Demons. Robocop is just one of those films with fantastic. It's also Demons too. I'm going to get the shivers, George. You read my mind, man. So when you open it up, you get both the Blu-rays for Demons and Demons 2 on here. Got a little booklet at the time to let you know that Cat o' Nine Tails was coming out. And there is Mikel Soave. I always get his name wrong. Robocop is meant to be extremely funny. Robocop is satire. Hey there, Adam. Welcome back, man. But a Demons Steelbook. Again, this one is out of print. They do have the Demons movies still available. Probably better editions now, actually, to be honest with you, Matthew. But this one here went out of print. My better half, actually, this was another surprise gift I got one time for it. I really like that edition, actually. All right, now, George mentioned a sexy one, so let's look at it. That's your official YouTube channel? I'll be sure to check it out, man. Logan Masker. Robocop's a good movie to know how to quote. Next up is Shivers. This is a beautifully gorgeous. Always feel free to pimp your channels on here, by the way, guys. I know a lot of you guys do some amazing stuff, whether you're doing you got a channel or a podcast or something coming up. Always feel free. This is what this is for. We have a lot of creators in here, and I always recommend. I always say, let people know what you're doing. So this is Shivers. This is the, of course, this does have the replacement disc, by the way. And this one here, I agree with you, Couch Man. This is so good. Again, there's the 2-disc release. Shivers I love this film. As you guys know, I'm a huge Cronenberg fan, but I'm even more so of his early stuff. Like, as much as, I like the later stuff, Like Cronenberg's early work is my favorite Cronenberg era for me. His early body horror stuff. And, you know, obviously if I have Shivers, then I must have Rabbit. Again, a gorgeous, gorgeous looking Steelbook. And they took the original poster art for this one. Kind of an infamous cover. They got Marilyn Chambers there. I have yet to see the remake with the Soska sisters. Shiver with Daniel. I have not seen that actually. I cannot tell a lie. As you can see, Hammer, I got to have them both. I'm going with Arrow tonight, Adam. I'm actually going to go over the titles that I got from the Arrow sale after this. But we're going through a few Arrow titles, kind of looking back, and for people that like haven't picked up any of the titles or just kind of wondering what it's like. 101 Films put a great. I do want their Arrow release. I'll double dip on that one because I know there's a documentary on exploitation, and you got to get both the original Rabid and the Rabid remake to get the full documentary. Could copy a Blob from the 80s. Yeah, look at the Scream Factory edition of the 80s version of the Blob. Is really good, and I think I'm not sure if it's still available. I'm not sure what region you live in, but Umbrella Entertainment put out at one point. I think it was Umbrella Entertainment. The 50s and 80s Blob like together as a double feature set. The Twilight Time version, unfortunately, Adam, is long in a print. It's next. You guys are like ahead of me. It's like you're reading my mind. But The Beyond is one of the most gorgeous steelbooks you're ever going to see. And I can show you this one because this one is the films for this film are in Morocco, actually. As you'll be able to tell when you see the back. You caught it. Such an incredible film, too. I love The Beyond. I do have like a, I think like just a DVD copy of it for watching when I want to watch it. Can you call it the next one? I got to check that. I've missed it on that stream. Middle of Media does some great stuff, too. Life Force. So, Life Force was put out by Arrow and Scream Factory at the same time. But it's pretty it's a pretty easy choice. Life Force edition by Arrow Video is superior. Especially after the second edition of like features taken out. Great channel. But I utterly adore this film. Mathilda May, of course, showing much of Mathilda May. They are really good, and I really wanted to show some of these here tonight because I do have a few. I just got a couple more to share though, so we'll be getting into like regular stuff in box sets afterwards as well. I've never been really like sold on any cover for this film. This is one of my favorite Vincent Price films, but this is probably the best cover, and still I don't think it's the best that's ever been come out. And this is Theater of Blood, which I do recommend. It's a great movie, and for an old school theater guy like me, an actor, then yeah, I totally love this film. Vincent Price, Santa Rig. I love the back here. You got to, George. That's one I got to as well. So, and one more steelbook to show you guys. And this one I think is particularly cool. You're going to love Theater Blood. You've probably seen it already, so you know you're going to love it. But it's such an amazing film. For seeing it at the drive-in, that is a great place to watch that film. So, Kiri. Here is Audition. Dana Rigg was amazing. I used to remember she used to host Mystery on PBS. So this is, in my opinion, one of the greats. Takeshi Mikai's amazing, incredible Audition. If you have never seen Audition, please go in blind. Please don't read anything on Audition before you actually watch the film. But this is definitely one to have on Arrow. Oh, definitely. Let me know what you think, Kubrick, when you see it. This it's considered one of the greats for a reason. £5 for a standard edition for the sale. How can you go wrong with that? And this is one of the classics. This should be, like 100%, this should be in absolutely everybody's collection. If you don't own Audition, you're missing out on an amazing film. Exactly, Cobra. High marks in my book as just one of the greats. Now we all have seen those sexy hard cases that they do for Dario Argento films. We look forward to those now and when they get announced. I missed out on a Phenomenon one. I hope that one sometimes comes back in print. I would love to have it. But before the hard book box editions, they did these regular box editions. I kind of do and kind of don't, Kobe, because I don't want to have to buy edition again. But again, I have that edition was a gift because it was out of print, so I might actually be able to buy it. So there we go. But Deep Red, an incredible Argento film. For a lot of people, this is a penultimate Giallo. It takes everything from like the previous Argento Giallos and Giallos that kind of copied it and puts it together in like the best possible way. This is an amazing edition. I would love, which I prefer, What Have They Done to Your Daughters or The Case of the Scorpion's Tail? Actually, Jacob, I got to rewatch The Case of the Scorpion's Tail because I got that one a while back and I haven't had a chance to watch it since I haven't. I know I saw it years ago. I did really like What Have They Done to Your Daughters, though. So we're in sync, Matthew. So this was a limited edition. I ordered this one the day that it got announced. I was actually on the road. My better half was traveling for work, and we were in route when they made this announcement. And we stopped the car on the side of the road to. Actually, no, that's not true. We stopped the car in a driveway by this video store, so I could actually order it. Do I sell some of my movies or raise money for other movies? I don't actually, because a lot of my stuff, it's not just a collection. I'm not just collecting films. I'm curating films. I'm keeping films for the long term. I don't know. Like, I hope, Kubrick, that physical media is around forever. But I know that companies go under and movies get lost and movies slip through the cracks. So what I usually end up doing is I keep everything because I don't know. And yeah, I have certain things attached to the films, like feelings and thoughts like that. But Deep Red on the inside. So yeah, long thing short, I keep them. Original version of Deep Red, the export version, and of course the complete motion picture soundtrack. So, 2 copies. Did you flip one of the copies, or did you keep them both? See, there, when you got 2 copies of something, then you flip it. This has the gorgeous poster, so I'll show you the poster. It's double-sided. So this is the creepy poster that actually... And I'll... Profondo Rosso. Exactly, movies get changed, censored, altered. And it also had along with it the booklet, which is small, I guess, compared to the booklets you get nowadays. But, because, nowadays you get these amazing, likely large 80-page booklets and 120-page booklets. But still, I was just so excited to have this movie in a great edition with all the versions of it. Next up is another musical I really like with a special edition. He actually put out 2 special editions of this one, and people got to choose which one they wanted. And this is the one I chose. And this is Shock Treatment. I love Shock Treatment. I literally have the song Shock Treatment stuck in my head right now just by picking this up. I actually talked with Giallo actually a minute, Dustin. So hopefully stick around because I'm going to talk about what I got afterwards. So this is an amazing film. It, of course, is by Richard O'Brien. It is the follow-up to Rocky Horror Picture Show. The topic for tonight, Chris, is Arrow Video. I'm going through some of my favorite Arrow releases. Not everything, just a few of my favorite Arrow releases. And then I'm going to let you know what I picked up during the Arrow Easter Carnage sale, and we're going to look at the website and just give you guys some suggestions on some Arrow releases. So this is a cool release. What I love about this, so we got Brad, the beautiful little Nell. Well, what's super cool about this is I'm pretty sure the soundtrack is here, isn't it? And the booklet and a Dentonville thing that I'm not going to take out, and a thing you can actually take the bodies and the faces of the characters and swap them up, because it's a Richard O'Brien film. Of course, there's kind of cool cheesy stuff like that. Yep, soundtrack listing here: Overture, Denton, USA, Bitchin' in the Kitchen was my favorites. In My Own Way, oh yeah. Thank God I'm a Man. I hate that song. Farley's song, Lullaby. Lullaby's great. Little Black Dress is amazing. Me of Me is pretty cool. Shock Treatment, of course, is an amazing song. Carte Blanche is okay. Looking for Trade is incredible. Look What I Did to My Id is cool. Breaking Out, okay. Dual Duet, just awesome. So yeah, not only did this limited edition come with an incredible film and some incredible, kind of cool bonus things, but it came with the original soundtrack as well. And I love the soundtrack to Shock Treatment. So they put out 2 versions of the slipcover, but I wanted the one with Jessica Harper on it. And I'm not quite sure if these are still in stock or not. These 2. Well, one of these I'm pretty sure isn't. But so I kind of wanted to show these out. These are some of the early stuff. No, not really damaged. I mean, there's going to be because the way that's done, there's going to be a little bit of creases there, but there's no actual damage on it. Now, some people would consider that damage. I don't. Ripped, that's damage. Broken or something, no, that's kind of damage. Well, yeah, a lot of the O cards and stuff are just for the first editions of of films. O cards and booklets go after the first editions, but they always let you know that there's no booklet in that on the website. So they're really good about that. I initially thought maybe I'd get from Unobstructed View because they were having a sale, but the sale wasn't quite as good from Unobstructed View, and I wanted to make sure the movies were actually in stock. I hate to say that, but it's true. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, one of the very first things I ever bought from Arrow. And yes, there is a Scream Factory edition, but come on. Look at the Scream Factory edition. Look back at this edition. Look at the Scream Factory edition. Look back at this edition. What do you want on your shelf? You want this edition. You know you do. Locked your order in for... nice. See, we got the Leatherface. That has, let's just see. Yeah, this has the movie. It has the And you have the certificate of authenticity with the number. Alan has Richard O'Brien would put it for shock treatment. It's not a sequel. It's not a prequel. It's an equal. Literally, that's the phrase used. Got Bill Moseley's Chop Top. Gotta love that. And the book, which is super cool. I've never bothered to upgrade to the Scream Factory version, even though it's supposed to have a better transfer. Basically because I actually don't mind this transfer. I like this. And I just love this edition. It's one of the things that made me fall in love with Arrow Video. I still have the shock treatment song stuck in my head. This is one I really liked, and I think this is still available. I think. You guys can let me know, because I don't keep up with this stuff. But I like the, I'm not sure if AME is still here or not, but I like the Japanese like style films. And I really like these here. So this is Outlaw Gangster VIP, the complete collection. I think it's 5 or 6 films. 6 films, yeah. 6 films in this collection. Really like this. Love the look of this one here. He uses this kind of like a katana, but smaller type blade. And I really like this set. It's out of print? Okay. Did he put it out as like singles, or did he just... I love Yakuza films. So there's the blade he uses in the film. I really like it, actually. And there are 6 films, so there's 6 discs. And what he did was he put 2 films on a disc, and there's give you both Blu-ray and DVD, so it's a dual format. You are right, George. I don't keep up this stuff very well. I do apologize. Now, Arrow is a better edition of Phantom of the Paradise over Scream. That one I do know. That one I did look into a lot, because Phantom of the Paradise is one of my favorite movies. So I would 100% grab the Arrow edition of Phantom of the Paradise over Scream. Like, not even thinking about it. Bloody hell. Sometimes these things are hard to get in, aren't they? So let's start like this. Back when they had the old, like, thinner slip cases. There we go. All right, here's one that most people have, I think. And this is the Scarlet Box. This is a prize piece in my collection. I am a huge Hellraiser fan, and when they announced that they were doing the original 3 Hellraiser films, the first 3 trilogy, on in a limited edition box set, again, I ordered it immediately. So just to give you an idea of what it looks like. I love the set. We have the original Hellraiser here. Hellraiser 2. Hellbound. Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth. A really good disc called the Clive Barker Legacy. There's a bunch of cool features on this. Then comes this, which is actually kind of cool. I have such sights to show you, which has some cards, and I think this gives you like the number. No, this is a postcard. Hellraiser postcard. There's a bunch of art cards in here as well. and a booklet and a big poster. But that's not all. It's the Phantasm set. We may get to that one, actually. So this is the hardcover book that they did. Damnation. It's Damnation Game, right? Damnation Games. And so you can see it's actually a really big book. But what's in this book? Oh, tears, please. We got the Hellraiser contents, the Surgeons of God, Steps on the Forbidden Path to Hellraiser, Hellraiser Press Kit, Hellraiser Fastus Endures, Hellraiser 2 Press Kit, Hellbound, another Underworld, etc., etc., etc. A ton of stuff, even stuff on the Scarlet Gospel here. And just for a look at this. This is right on the bottom. Don't you just love this? Now, when the set was being done, because of the it was a box set and it was coming out, as often happens with a lot of box sets, it got delayed. So what they did was they did up a little pin to thank people for buying the set and waiting and not minding waiting too much. So I get a feeling some people are going to be fans of this. If Jamie's still here, I know he's going to be. I know George is going to be. Boy. Actually, I don't know, and I can't look now. I do apologize. I think they did some of the Scarlet Gospel, which is in the book. So this is Phantasm. Some people left early, and they missed it on the really cool stuff. This is the Phantasm set. And I'm going to say it right now. The superior Phantasm set. I like Well Go. USA, don't get me wrong. But sometimes you got to just hold a ball in your hands. I love the way this is done. So, put the ball here for a second. One of the cool things about this is every single Phantasm movie is in this set. We have Phantasm, Phantasm 2. Now it's like it's got a girth to it, but it's not like heavy steel. Phantasm 3, Lord of the Dead. Phantasm 4, Oblivion. Phantasm 5, Ravager. And a really cool bonus disc, which I think's got Phantasmagoria on it, which is the big feature-length documentary on the Phantasm series. Let's see what it says. Just let me put this back in. I don't think they remake this. They don't remake sets normally, but they do them in smaller editions, like they did with the house set and stuff like that. All right, so on the limited edition disc, there is, and by the way, this here is meant to look like one of the stones in the mausoleum. You get Phantasmagoria feature-length documentary, Phantasm 1 to 4, the Phantasmagorical Mystery Tour, location tour hosted by Reggie Bannister, Tall Tales, featurette with star Angus Scrimm, Dear Angus, a tribute to Angus Scrimm by longtime friends and collaborator Kristen Deem, Phantasm Genesis, featurette looking at some of the key stunt sequences from the series, Fandom, featurette looking at the enduring nature of Phantasm fandom. That doesn't include the featurettes that are on every single one of these releases, including some amazing commentaries. I can understand why this is your number one As you know, George, this is fantastic movie. Not as long as not as long as Don Cascarelli is around, Warlock, because this is one of the very few films that where the creator has kept and maintained, like, pretty much, aside from like some things he had to kind of fold on in part two, control over his series. Solidified your love of the genre. Actually, me too. As many people know, I've been like championing Phantasm for years, long before the sets came out. All right, and here's one that my better half got for me that I'm extremely, extremely proud of. This is a favorite film of mine. There's actually two films on here. I like them both. This was a limited edition. They were like, how tall is the tall man? I think he's 6 foot something. He's probably not as tall as you think. Hey there, Captain Horror. And this is Withnail and I, with, of course, the great Paul McGann, who I'm a huge fan of. I don't think they should either, actually. How do you recast Angus Scrimm? So this was a special edition of Withnail that was done. It is a Handmade Films release, which of course is a company that was owned by George Harrison, the Beatle. And it is a book. Like, not even joking, it's an actual book. I could see Brad Pitt going up for that. And in the back is the films. There's Withnail and I, the Blu-ray, and DVDs. Okay, so the Blu-ray, the DVD. Oh, I love Luther. And of course, How to Get Ahead in Advertising, which is an underrated little satirical film as well. Both of these are actually underrated films, to be honest with you. There would be no Peep Show, I don't think, if without Withnail and I. They're definitely with Withnail and I. There definitely wouldn't be a super handsome Peep Show, that's for sure. Well, it was young then too. Well, did you see his turn on like Freddy the Freddy Krueger TV series? What's that called again? Freddy's Nightmares, yeah. Or early on in, of course, the now classic, I guess classic film. Yeah, now I'm going there. Yes, I will. Cutting Class. Paul McGann. Yeah. We got the TV film and got to come back for the anniversary special to make that short. And of course, doing he did some great legatos as well. So here we go. This is the sale. Now, what did I get? So up on my screen up there, I can tell you what I got. So let me go to my order confirmation. And first, let me show you the one that I got that is not actually an Arrow title. But I love anthology films. Something you should know about me. So when I saw that this one was available for £6, as cheesy as this is, I had to pick up Tales That Witness Madness. It has a great freaking cast. We've got Joan Collins, Jack Hawkins, Donald, we can read. There's Susie Kendall's in this one, Donald Pleasance. Directed by the great Freddie Francis. Not one of the all-time great Giallo's anthology films of all time, but one that I specifically love. And don't worry, guys, there will be Giallos within this list of titles as well. I did pick up a archive film. And which one did I go for when I was choosing? Well, I chose Phantom Lady because this is a cool one. Phantom Lady is a bit different in the way that it's done. Hopefully you've seen it. If you haven't, I thought it was a blast. One of the neat things about this one here is you've seen in the Alfred Hitchcock movies so many times where the man is wrongly accused and he goes on the wrong run and he meets this girl and there's romantic involvement and, till it gets to the end of the film. This one is kind of different. This is an early one by Robert Sidemak, actually does different on the trope in that the man is wrongly accused. Basically, there's a guy that has a fight with his wife. He goes out to drink because they want to talk to her right now. When he gets home, the police are waiting. She's been strangled. He's arrested for the murder. His secretary, actually, is certain that he's innocent. And rather than having him go on the run to find out who the killer is, it's his secretary, usually the romantic co-character that is in the lead. This also has a 60-minute long documentary on film noir. So if you love film noir, I would definitely recommend checking out this title, while Arrow Academy is still a thing. Stars Alan Curtis. Why did I mention the Alan Curtis name? And Ella Raines. It has the Dark and Deadly 50 Years of Film Noir, an insightful archival documentary featuring contribution from Robert Wise, Edward Dmytryk, Dennis Hopper, and more. A rare hour-long 1944 radio dramatization. Give it 7.5 out of 9. I love the fact that you've seen it, Jacob. Are you ready for the next one? Because the next one is one, Elijah Cook Jr., I love his work, is one that I really adore. And some people pass up on this one, and I think it's a shame because it is such a cool film. So this is The Wind by Nika Mastorakis. I'm a huge fan of Nika Mastorakis, and I love early Meg Foster. She has some of the most beautiful eyes. Her and Deborah Sheldon have some of the most beautiful eyes in cinema. This has a great cast, and as always, an incredible and creepy performance by the amazing Wings Hauser. I am a huge Wings Hauser fan. I cannot stress that enough. I agree, George. This is a fantastic film. If you have not checked it out, it really is one that I think just because the title alone, some people passed on this one. Jamie, watch the trailer for the one. I'll actually watch a bit of the trailer. Watch the first comments of the trailer. It's a fun one. Yeah, if you like Hauser, you're going to like it. That's the thing. Hauser does a good job in this. He does sing and Vice Squad was Ramrod. Right, the rhymes. That was his first bad guy role, actually, guys. He had never played a bad guy before that film. But I actually really like The Wind. All right. And what is up next? What is up next? Let's see. All right. So I had to break down. I had to grab it. You got to have this movie in your collection. You're a horror film fan, like Hammer or Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing, Tel Savalas, Monsters. It's hard to see The Wind, Jake. No, it's actually a good movie. This is Horror Express. Now, for most of us growing up, especially older people like me, Horror Express was a mainstay on television, late night TV. You would see it all the time. You would also see it come out when box sets were done of like 50 movies or 100 movies. You see like really bad editions of Horror Express, cut editions, cropped editions, just really bad quality editions of Horror Express. I've never owned a good copy of Horror Express, and I agree with Warlock. Truly a classic film. Let me know what you think, IB. I hope you like it, because I really did. Again, some great features and stuff on this release. Such a cool little release. Let's dive into like basically commentary with Stephen Jones and Kim Newman, introduction by Chris Alexander, Murder on the Trans-Siberian Express, interview with Eugenio Martin, of course, the director of the film, notes from the Blacklist, Horror Express producer Bernard Gordon on working in Hollywood during the McCarthy era. That really interested me. Hey there, Let's Get Physical. Welcome, man. These are stuff that I grabbed today. See, a lot of people will just not tell you what they got and just save it for the unveiling when the stuff comes. But I like to take you guys through the entire process. I'm excited, guys. I finally pulled the trigger on it. I finally had to grab it. Ken Russell's excellent film, Crimes of Passion. One of the movies you picked up were 4. Oh, that's a really good one, actually. Well, it's cleaned up so well on Blu-ray, Warlock, that I can just imagine how good it'll be on 4K. And if all the elements are there, definitely to do that. For those that don't know, I am a huge Ken Russell fan. I really like. He's got some weird stuff, but I really like his work. And this is a personal favorite of mine. And that's one of the reasons, actually, Jay. Anthony, when I was growing up, obviously I was going in acting. I think I do have Count for Devil somewhere. And Anthony Perkins is one of those guys that I admired. I idolized Anthony Perkins. He was a slimmer guy like me, and as a guy, he used to get made fun of for being slim. Then it was nice to see like this guy doing these quirky roles too. I love the roles. So perfect. I actually didn't check before, but it has both the 112-minute director's cut and the 107-minute unrated version of the film. So for those that don't know, when you would go and rent this at a video store, it would come. You would have 2 editions of it. One would be like with a blue background, and the other would have the pink background. And one of those backgrounds was for basically for the director's cut, and one of them was for the unrated version. That's a good one, George. I definitely recommend it. We get audio commentary with director Ken Russell and producer screenwriter Barry Sandler. 7 deleted extended scenes with optional commentary by Sandler. A brand new interview with Sandler. A brand new interview with composer Rick Wakeman. Oh, that's cool. And it's a lovely live music video. Such a cool, different little film for, and it's just such a character piece. It is such an amazing character piece. And now, let's get into the Giallo. So did I finally pick it up? I finally picked it up. The Forbidden Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion. I'm a fan of the filmmaker Luciano Ercoli, and this is one I didn't have. I'm actually surprised that I don't have this one. Love this artwork, by the way. I think it's gorgeous artwork for this one here. Now, one thing you're going to notice for the Arrow Giallo films is they are usually stacked with special features. What's my thoughts on new Academy Film Noir box set? Which the one that just came out with the 2 films? Really great. Actually, I got both films, I think, here, like the older editions of them. The Tales from the Urban Jungle sets. You're getting 2 great films. Thank you, Jason. That's the way I feel about like this one. This one kind of falls under the radar a bit. Got a good cast, too. I'm pretty sure it's got Dagmar Lassunder in there. So we got Pier Paolo Capone in this one. Of course, Dagmar Lysander. A music, great score, but Morricone. And of course, Neves Navarro, otherwise known as Susan Scott, is in here as well. Just a great release. And just to let you know what they do with some of these releases here. So let's break it down here. New audio commentary by Kat Ellinger. Right there. You can stop right there because as soon as you get that audio commentary by Kat Ellinger, this is an automatic buy. Ellinger does such great commentaries. Private Pictures, a newly edited documentary featuring archival interviews with Neves Navarro, director Luciano Ercoli, and a new interview material with writer Ernesto Gastaldi. Forbidden soundtrack of the Big Three, a new appreciation of the music of Forbidden Photos, and 70s Italian cult cinema by musician and soundtrack collector Lovely John. There is The Forbidden Lady, a Q&A with Dagmar Lysander at the 2016 Festival of Fantastic Films, talking about her career. Original Italian and English theatrical trailers, Image Gallery, brand new 2K restoration, high definition, lossless mono Italian and English soundtracks, English subtitles for the Italian soundtrack. So there you go. Not too bad, right? The next one is rightfully considered, if not one of the great Giallos, just an extremely great film. And that is Lucio Bazzoni's The Fifth Chord, starring Franco Nero. The Fifth Chord is an incredibly good, highly underrated film. Well, I don't have Bruce Lee in my cupboard or anything like that. I got some Bruce Lee releases, but I don't have the Criterion set yet. I wish I did. Feature-wise on this one, because you always got to look at the features when it comes to this one here. This here. So you get, of course, optional subtitles, English subtitles for Italian soundtrack as well. New audio commentary by critic Travis Crawford. Lines and Shadows, a new video essay on the film's use of architecture and space by critic Rachel Nesbitt, which you know is going to be amazing because she's great. Whiskey Galore, a new video interview with author and critic Michael McKenzie, who does a lot of work on these. A brand new interview with Franco Nero. A new interview with the film editor Eugenio Albasso. The rhythm section, new interview with the... Oh, I already said that. Rare, previously unseen deleted sequence, restored from the original negative, original Italian and English theatrical trailers. And as you can see, when you look at the Fifth Chord, you can see, oh, look, there's nothing here saying that the booklet's not there. Hey there, you. Welcome. So now, with the last one we looked at, see if the booklet's there. The booklet looks to be there. They do tend to tell you when the booklet's not there, because one of these here that I got does not have the booklet. This one will never go down as one of the greatest Giallos of all time, but I actually enjoy this one here. So this is the Iguana with the Tongue of Fire. Is this the best Giallo in the world? No. Is it fun? Yes. Yes, it is. And as you can see, this one right here, it says right there, or right here, does not come with the booklet. So nobody has to go in like, kind of like, I wonder if the booklet's there. It tells you right at it. There's the alternate artwork for this, which actually is really nice. I like this artwork. I think I like that artwork better. What do you think, guys? What do you think of this artwork? I think I'll be switching it around. I actually like that. It's a fun film, more it's like nothing wrong. It's cheesy and sleazy is what you kind of expect for something like this. But you got Anton Diffring in here, who's an incredible actor. You got, we'll still have the booklet. Oh, nice. Or did it say doesn't come with booklet and you got the booklet anyway? That would be awesome, Regman. There's Lucio Pistilli's from Bay of Blood is in this one. Set in Dublin, which I think is really cool. You don't get many Giallos in Dublin. Directed by Riccardo Frida. Of course, one of the first Italian directors to like dive into the horror genre. And there's one more Giallo to look at. And again, not considered one of the greats, but if you're collecting, if you're certain directors and stuff like that, then you gotta grab them all. So Sergio Martino made some of the better Giallos that ever came out. He also, in the later part of his Giallo career, made The Suspicious Death of a Minor. Not a bad film, not up to the quality of his original Giallos, but I'll be honest with you. But did that mean that I didn't want this? No, I definitely really wanted this. It's kind of a cross between a Giallo and Plesiazzi. So I probably pronounced it wrong. I do apologize. So it's interesting in and of that. It's in itself. And I think any Martino is worth grabbing. And that has Claudio Castanelli in it. We have Mel Ferrer, Barbara Mangolfi, of course, who was in Suspiria. Feature-wise, we got a new audio commentary by Troy Howarth. We have a new interview with co-writer-director Sergio Martino. And that's pretty much it. But I think, if I'm correct, I think it's like a 40-minute documentary. I have grabbers. So those are 9 titles that I picked up from the sale. I love As All the Cards of the Dark. My favorite, God, which is my favorite one from Martino? Because he made some of the greats of all time. So is there anything anybody's looking at during the sale? Anything that they're looking to grab? Obviously, we're not going to go through all 600. Strange Vice Miss Award's my favorite actual Martino film. Wait a minute. No. Because didn't he also do your Vice's locked room and only have the key? Because that, like Strange Vice Miss Award, amazing. Your Vice's locked room and only have, he did so much great stuff, guys. It's so hard. So as you can see right now, there is 153 Arrow Academy releases. There is 304 Arrow video releases. There's things from Elevation, from Screenbound, from Second Run, from Third Window. There's 13 in Arrow Records. So much good stuff, like so much amazing stuff. But let's go from high to low, because let's look at the box sets. The Western, don't own it. I normally, it's one that I was looking at myself, actually. A Trip to the Moon. What are special features for a Trip to the Moon? Let's see. If I can find it again. Yeah, no, I can't. See, I love the ending of Mrs. Ward. Like, that's one of the things, most important things about the film. Oh, Scott Warren Oates? Hands down. I would grab it. Warren Oates is incredible. I never go alphabetically. I always go from high to low. There's a reason for that, actually, because you want to know what's going to hit your wallet first. So right away, you see the Camera Obscura set. Initially, this set here this is a standard edition. There was a limited edition that was done for their Indiegogo campaign when they were coming to North America. If you don't have any of his films, this is a great, great way to dive into it. So film-wise on here, we have got his short films and animations, Godot, Isle of Love, Blanche, Immoral Tales, and the Beast. Oh, I'll get to the Trip to the Mill. I forgot it on here, but I already own the Beast and Immoral Tales, so I couldn't really pick that one up just for that one there. So let's do Trip to the Moon really quickly. There we go. Academy release of A Trip to the Moon. We have here the a score by Robert Israel and a second score featuring actors voicing parts as originally rescreened in the U.S. with accompaniment by Frederick Hodges for the black and white version, scores by Jeff Mills, Dorian Pimpernel, and Sergei Bromberg for the color version, the innovations of George Millay, video essay by John Spira, exploring Trip to the Moon and Millay's career, The Extraordinary Voyage, Sergei Bromberg, and Eric Lang's 2011 documentary on the film, its rediscovery and preservation for future generations, featuring interviews with Costa Gavras, Mikhail Gondry, and a lot of people, and a short film, and the 2020 re-release trailer. The guest on Mid-Level Media's stream yesterday said Arrow was the best boutique label, said Vinegar Cinema's third. Welcome back, Mr. Suji. If you saw my video that I did on Flip's channel, Flip Otaku, you know that both for me, Flip, and Brian Sauer all gave Arrow the award for Company of the Year this year. So we would agree. So there's Eric Romer 100 Comedies and Proverbs Special Edition. If you're a fan of the more extreme stuff, like the necromantic stuff, then it's Love and Death is an interesting little one. What it has, like, that one actually is in stock. So you get Necromantic, Der Todesking, Necromantic 2, and Shram, and a ton of features, which I'm not going to go through, but like short films and like. I'm sure you got it all worked out, Mr. Sushi. As you can see, there's a standard edition of Phantasm 1 to 5. There's a standard edition of the Herschel and Lewis. I think that's standard edition, right? Because if that's the edition that I got, hell, I'd recommend it. The standard edition goes. Love and Death box set, nice. So these two, I think, are out of print. We talked about this one on the last one. So Deathbox Toys came back and sold it right away. Killer Dames, I think, sold it right away as well. Which is a shame because I would recommend both of those. As you guys know, this Old by Limited Edition one is really good. Kind of wanted this because they had the other two films on it too. Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, Lady Vengeance. I just couldn't set a stock anyway. So there we go. Not too bad. I guess I was not meant to have it anyway. The Female Prisoner Scorpion collection. This I really, really want. The different features, Jason. Like there's different features on the Well-Go as opposed to the features on the Arrow one. Look at the features, the extra features on both of them. I liked the Arrow one because it had one. I wanted the ball, and I just liked the way that it was done. The Well-Go edition is really good, though. It is a really good edition. But that Phantasm is one of the key pieces of my collection. Now, for the standard edition, just look and see what the features are. That's the best way to do it. Red Queen Kills 7 Times is an excellent film. Now, that being said, if you get the chance to own Red Queen Kills 7 Times, as opposed to just watching on Shudder or Tubi, much better because the features on both of these films are really good. 4 film noir classics. Oh, I'm actually surprised this is in stock, actually. Because this is, by the way, guys, this is an Arrow Academy box set. So we got Dark Mirror, Secret Beyond the Door, Force of Evil, and the Big Combo. Which are, again, 4 incredible films. I wish I'd had the money to get more of this stuff. I really do. Because there's so many good releases, and I know some of these aren't going to be on sale again. Oh, wow. Thank you for staying up so late with me, George. I really appreciate that. House, of course, like I have that edition here. Actually, that's the thing I might have just brought upstairs. But again, one I strongly recommend. 6 Gothic Tales. Again, incredible stuff. The Complete Sartana. Hands down. And The Ring. These 2 right here, great sets. The Ring put out a set with a big book, and it was a really nice set. I did not like the artwork on it, and like sometimes aesthetics can really be like a stickler point for me. So when this one came out, I liked the box set. I liked the way it was done. So this one I definitely recommend. The great features on this as well, by the way. If you want to know everything there's to know about, like you want to start like kind of like do a really cool dive into like the history of J-horror, it's on this set, man. The features on Arrow are, it's just incredible. Like the Sartana set, it's amazing the features that are on that set. There's the original Hellraiser trilogy. Sujin Suki one's for sale. I thought I don't see them so far. But if I see them, I'll let you know. The Buddhist trilogy is here. So, yeah, they are. Sujin Suki's Teisho trilogy standard edition is right there in stock too at £25. Gorgeous cover, by the way. They do amazing features. Their visual essays are some of the best out there. Best features out there, the visual essays. There's the Vengeance. Oh, the Stray Cat. I have the limited edition of this one, but they put out a standard edition. I actually like these films. I don't think the other ones are still available. This is one I almost picked up, but I didn't grab at the last minute, and I kind of regret not grabbing it because I do like Takeshi Miki and Graveyards of Honor. Really wanted this one. Really second guessed myself not grabbing it, but well done stuff. A visual essay from Mike Booth of the Projection Booth. There's the 4K edition of Crash. Because for some reason Criterion couldn't do a 4K. But there you go, right there. 4K edition of Crash. What a gorgeous cover too. What a use of like just like colors and art, and it's just amazing and erotic and so good. There you go. If anybody wants to donate to the channel so I can order more videos, hit the donation link in the description box down below. And don't make me feel like a monkey that's dancing here for no reason. Crash is 20 pounds. Yeah, I would get the Arrow version of Crash. Shipping for me, Jason, was 12 pounds. I think the Graveyard's of Honor set is what he's talking about. Okay, that one's out of stock too. The Last House on the Left, which was a really good set, by the way. There's a bunch of vinyl on here. Do you know if the Arrow disc of the Thing is the 2017? It's not the same. If you're asking if the scan from Arrow is the same as the Scream Factory scan, it's not. The Arrow scan is significantly superior to the Scream Factory scan.